Usually, buying a new TV means just, hoping the box fits in the back of your SUV. You wrestle it inside, plug it in, and you're done.
Right. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, exactly. But today, we're doing a deep dive into something totally different for you. We're looking at the specs for the Draper profile plus fixed frame screen from HDTVSupply. And, well, you aren't just buying a display here.
No, not at all. You are fundamentally altering the architecture of a room because we are talking about a 193-inch diagonal footprint.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's roughly 8 feet tall and like 14 feet wide. So it's not an appliance. It's a structural element designed for massive dedicated home theaters or sprawling churches or corporate training rooms where you need to hit a large audience all at once.
A 14-foot rigid rectangle. I mean, getting that through a standard front door sounds like a literal nightmare.
It really does.
You'd think installing something this massive requires knocking out a wall or, I don't know, bringing in a crane.
It would if it's shipped fully built.
Yeah.
But the engineering workaround here is modularity. The screen actually ships completely unassembled.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can easily carry it up a regular staircase or load it into a standard elevator.
Okay, wait. Reassembling a commercial-grade screen on-site, doesn't that require, like, a specialized crew with heavy tensioning tools to get the canvas perfectly flat?
You'd think so, but actually it relies on a lightweight frame and a sliding hook and loop system.
Hook and loop, like Velcro.
Yeah, basically. Think of it like a highly engineered industrial-strength Velcro that runs along the perimeter. You stretch the viewing surface over the frame and press it into place.
Oh.
And it allows for micro-adjustments on the fly, so you get that drum-tight surface without needing pneumatic tools.
Okay, that explains how you get the canvas tight, but a 14-foot canvas can easily look like a giant stretched-out bedsheet tacked to the wall.
True.
The specs mention a zero-edge, borderless design using extruded aluminum baffles. How does a baffle actually make the edge disappear?
Well, a baffle in this context is essentially a physical shield. The extruded aluminum sits just behind the very edge of the screen, hiding the actual frame and those hook and loop attachment points from your line of sight.
Oh, I see.
It creates a crisp optical illusion that the image is just floating there. It's also what makes the display mullionless.
Mullionless, meaning,
Meaning, if you want to place two of these 14-foot screens side by side, there's absolutely zero framing materials separating the images.
That is wild. Wait, speaking of the viewing surface, there's a detail here that seems like a massive contradiction.
What is that?
It says the screen is acoustically transparent. If you're dropping a 14-foot visual barrier in front of your heavy-duty speakers, won't that muffle the sound?
I see where you're going.
And if it's letting sound through, does it have holes in it? Because projecting a crisp 1080p image onto a sieve sounds like a terrible idea.
That's where the ClearSound nanoperf material comes into play.
Hmm.
Yes, it literally has thousands of microscopic holes punched into it.
How does that not completely ruin the picture?
It's all about the scale and viewing distance. The microperforations are large enough for sound waves to pass through, completely unobstructed, acting almost like a one-way mirror for audio, but they are physically smaller than the individual pixels being projected onto them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so from a few feet back, your eye blends the light perfectly, but your ears get the uncompromised audio from speakers hidden directly behind the action.
That level of architectural engineering, micro-perforated screens, modular extruded aluminum, it sounds like something restricted to $1 million commercial budget.
It used to be. But what we're seeing from vendors like HDTVSupply is the democratization of commercial-grade tech.
Right.
They're dropping the MSRP from over $6,600 down to around $5,300. Plus, they throw in free USA shipping, a 5-year Draper warranty, and lifetime tech support.
Man, that support is doing a lot of heavy lifting. When you bring something like this into your space, you aren't just buying a giant TV. You're basically taking on the logistics of a mini construction project. Having lifetime backing means you aren't left stranded if your floating screen needs adjusting 3 years down the line.
It really brings everything full circle. You get this massive, immersive 193-inch footprint, but the inherent hurdles of that scale are solved by clever unassembled delivery, optical illusions using aluminum baffles, and nano-perforated acoustics.
Which leaves you with a pretty wild thought to ponder. If projection surfaces today can already be perfectly seamless, borderless, and acoustically transparent, what happens when entire walls in our homes and offices become digital canvases?
It's crazy to think about.
Right. Will we soon forget where the architecture ends and the display actually begins? Definitely something for you to think about until next time.